So Storm recently made her return to the Avengers after a few, decades, I think, and it got me thinking, what would be the top 10 Black Avengers? Now, my number 10 would be Elvin Halliday, God who came up with these names, aka Rage, who made his first appearance in the Avengers number 326. What I always loved about Alvin is that he pretty much came and helped the team and told them, hey, y'all ain't got enough black people on the team, let me on the team. And they did. He was extremely strong, durable, had stamina, but he had a caveat. He was only 13 years old, which is why he was kicked off the team. But in that short amount of time, this dude stuck out to me. He later went on to be in the New Warriors and hung out around Sam Wilson, Captain America for a while, and recently popped up in the Night Thrasher book. But damn, the fact that he was 13 and they named this man Elvin. Oh yeah, and the cover that I have here, which is Avengers 328, that's when he actually joined the team. Next up, we have Triathlon, who made his first appearance in Avengers number 8. The numbers are going to be weird because Avengers had like 9 volumes at this point. Real name Delroy Garrett. God, this character was interesting because he was pretty much in a cult and wound up making it onto the Avengers because, again, the government said, hey, y'all need more black members, but he was also like a spy for the cult he was working for. He would officially join the team in number 27. And while he did stay with the team for a while, he pretty much left after he found out that he was in a cult, but he helped them during the maximum security event using his triune force, that's what his power was called, to take in all the energy from an alien horde. Like a lot of characters during this time, he had durability, stamina, some strength. He was pretty much like an old Olympic athlete who got hurt. It was a whole thing. One of his more notable moments is when he joined up with the Avengers Initiative at the Civil War and took on the powers of the 3D man, which allowed him to see through any disguise. And because of the secret invasion going on at the time, he could see the Skrulls through their costumes and became a very big part in how they were able to take the Skrulls down, joining up with the Skrull kill crew. Story for another day. Next up at number 8, we have the one and only, the Goddess Storm, who made her first appearance in Giant Size X-Men number 1. And wound up joining the team in the Avengers number 19. The only reason I have her so low is because she wasn't on the team that long at all, probably about 4 or 5 issues, and she joined at the behest of her husband at the time, Black Panther, aka T'Challa. And when she went onto the team, she pretty much jumped right in helping them take down Norman Osborn, but left during the next arc, which pretty much led into Avengers vs. X-Men when she's tied with her original team. Here's hoping her new run with the team lasts a lot longer and is a little bit more impactful. Next up, we have a character that I think is highly underrated at number 7, and that'd be Adam Brashear, aka the Blue Marvel, making his first appearance in Adam, Legend of the Blue Marvel number 1. Adam Brashear is probably one of the strongest and smarter characters in the Marvel Universe, period. This man has gone toe-to-toe with Shuma Gorath, the Sentry, Galactus, and more, and usually walks away with no type of harm done to him because of his antimatter powers. He finally joined the team in Mighty Avengers number 3 and will go on to help found the Marvel 616 Universe's version of the Ultimates. A character could definitely turn the tide of any battle. I wish that he would get more shine and hope to see him in the MCU at some point. Next up, we have the one and only Blade, who made his first appearance in the Tomb of Dracula number 10. Blade would later go on to join the Avengers. Yeah, I mean, knew Blade was an Avenger in the Mighty Avengers number 1, but during this time period, he was actually using the mantle of Ronin, being the 4th character to do so. He wouldn't join the team outright until 2019 in the Avengers number 12. Blade during this time period helped the Avengers stop a vampire civil war, as well as taking a major point in the War of Realms event, helping to take down frost giants, trolls, and other creatures, and stayed with the team for a little while after that. A true mainstay character who has jumped around and helped everyone from the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and the Avengers, Blade holds the distinct ability of being one of the few vampires that can walk around during the day, which gives him augmented strength and abilities that come along with being a vampire. I mean, let's be real, at this point, who doesn't know who Eric Brooks, yeah, that's his real name, Blade is? Now, next on our list is someone who holds a very special place in my heart, the one and only second Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, who joined the Avengers in issue 227, but had made her first appearance as Captain Marvel in The Amazing Spider-Man number 16. By the time she appeared in the Avengers, here she was going by Spectrum. What makes Monica Rambeau so special is the fact, unlike some of the previous entries, she actually led the team, becoming the first black female leader of the Avengers. which happened in the Avengers number 279. Being a very capable leader at the time, taking them through battles with Kang the Conqueror, as well as the Masters of Evil. Monica Rambeau is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Universe, pretty much being made out of complete light, being able to use different versions of that spectrum in order to use different powers. It's always a pleasure to me when she's on the team, and I look to see more of her. And after her tenure with that team, she also joined up with the Mighty Avengers, as well as helping found the Ultimates. Next up, we have the character I think you always want watching your back, the one and only James Rose, aka War Machine, who made his first appearance in the Invincible Iron Man number 118, where he acted as a friend and confidant for Tony Stark before later becoming Iron Man in his own right. And then of joining the Avengers as War Machine, where he took the code name in Avengers West Coast number 94. James Rose in his War Machine armor is one of the most tactical advantages any team could ever have. And with his calm and cool nature, one of his most notable things was the fact that he was put in charge of teaching the next generation of heroes in the Avengers Initiative. War Machine has come in clutch time and time again, proving himself not to just be a backup for Iron Man, but a hero in his own right. Next up, we have the hero for hire himself, Luke Cage, who made his first appearance in Luke Cage Hero for Hire number 1. Now, while the character had fell into obscurity by the early 2000s, with the relaunch of the New Avengers line, Luke Cage was front and center, joining the team in the New Avengers number 3 after having Cap, Iron Man, Daredevil, and Spider-Man take down a lot of villains that were trying to break off the raft. What was notable for me is that during this run, Luke Cage made it evident to Captain America that the Avengers had to stand up for everyone, taking their part in the community as well as doing global events. And one of the reasons I have him so high is that during the Dark Reign era of the Marvel books, Luke Cage stepped up and actually led the Avengers, going head to head with Norman Osborn's Dark Avengers on numerous occasions, even taking a crowbar to Venom's face in order to get information on where his daughter might be located. From his time with the Avengers, he was put more in the spotlight, even becoming the leader of the Thunderbolts for a while, and now he's currently the mayor of New York in the 616. A true powerhouse in every sense of the word with his unbreakable skin. He's shown that he's not just the muscle on the team, but he's also the heart and will stand up for those around to make sure they're protected at all costs. Not too bad for a guy that once fought Dr. Doom for $200. Next up at number 2, we have none other than Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, aka Captain America. Now, Sam Wilson made his first appearance in Captain America number 117 and would join the Avengers in the Avengers number 179. And while it was notable that he did join the team, nothing of note actually happened during this time. One of the things that sticks out in my mind was somebody asking him what did it feel like to be the sidekick of Captain America. Enter all new, all different Avengers, where Sam is front and center as the new Captain America after Steve relinquished the mantle to him. And within this book, he decides to start a new team while taking on a new generation in the form of Nova, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Ms. Marvel. And during this time, along with the other Avengers, he helped take down the Whisperer as well as a Rogue Squadron Supreme team. Later, even getting marquee billing in his own book along with the Mighty Avengers, aka Captain America and the Mighty Avengers. The reason I have him so high is he pretty much went from a forgettable debut to getting top billing above the rest of the Avengers. Number 1, you knew it had to be the chairman of the board, T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, who made his first appearance in Fantastic Four number 52, and also joined the Avengers in issue 52. Something about that number in this guy. A force of nature when it comes to the Avengers, being one of their best tacticians and leaders, always willing to make the tough calls. Sometimes being able to make the tough decisions that a lot of other Avengers aren't, because he's willing to take that weight on his shoulders. Being a ruler of his own country, headlining his own book, and being an Avenger, T'Challa is the standard and flag bearer for what it means to be an Avenger. His time on the team placed him in that point that he can carry his own book on his own. And when the time comes, you know that he's going to make the tough decisions. But what I do love is that he's able to concede when he realizes that he might not have all the angles as much as it might pain him. And ever the wild card, you know he's probably got 2 or 3 plans, which is what makes him such a hard thing to get a hold of on the field. To me, like Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man, it just ain't an Avengers book if it ain't got Black Panther.